Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Magic Arena. And today we are going to be doing Omniscience Draft for midweek Magic. Now, some noted changes. I'm not. It's noted on the event notes that unlike the previous Omniscience Draft we did, this is going to be a 3-card opening hand. We'll see if it actually holds true. But anyway, for those who are not familiar with Omniscience Draft, um, you may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana costs, and you get a special ability to activate to add Wooburg once each turn. So this is particularly relevant for Spree, but otherwise it actually creates a lot of interesting things. In particular, this is a good power up for the white blue. Don't spend any mana. Don't spend any mana deck because that was an archetype that really depended on plot, but now it works really well here. That said, I would start with a Leyline Binding. This is probably the best removal. Selvala is also a really good option here. Create a mercenary creature token. So you drop Selvala, then you drop a bunch of creature spells. You can add mana as need be. This is pretty decent for a 4/5. I'm okay with taking either of these. Otherwise, removal is pretty good. Great Train Heist is a bit. I probably start with Leyline Binding first, just because although color is not a very relevant thing, but then again, if I do want a creature, do I just want a 4/5? I probably want larger creatures than this. Hellspur Brute is probably fine even, but we'll start with the Leyline Binding just because it's not. Vanishing Verse is also a good one. Generally removal is great. Spinewood's Armadillo. This one, especially with having Ward Trees, although this is quite easy to pay, it it's still something to consider. So that said, I could also just take the Vanishing Verse. Most of the permanents are going to be monocolored, so that is going to be a thing. So removal all the way is great. Creature that we can, but the 7/7 is also quite nuts as well. I'm not so sure which one of these two to take, honestly. Also, this is a phantom event, so we're not actually keeping any of the cards. I don't know why I keep looking at this. Let's see. Rutstein is quite good here because most of the, it's not like a lot of the answers are going to be exile effects, so being able to return stuff back is going to be great. Badlands Revival is probably also a good one as well. We'll start with Honest Rutstein first. Also, Freestyle Commando would be really great here because that would cost, because you're not really spending mana at all. You will always get as a 5/5. Let's see what else. Whenever you commit a crime, this triggers only once each turn, so that's not really a thing. Trained Arings, but this time the curve doesn't really matter here. I guess Take Up the Shield matters a bit. We'll take another Honest Rutstein first. Again, ignore the colors here. We don't. That's gonna be a non-issue here. Beastbond Outcaster is gonna be quite good. Lively Dirge is also quite good. You can spree this one quite easily. But first, you actually need to have the creatures as well. I might want to just take the Outcaster first. Though we actually want to look for larger creatures much later. Fling is a good one. Wanted Griffin is fine. Breakhorn is fine. Bovine Intervention is interesting, I guess. I could just go for the. I could go for the outlaw plan. Quick Draw, not so much. Gin of Fool's Fall, not so much. I'll start. Yeah, I'll start with this one. This is just test, but honestly, I could see the 3-2 flyer being a better pick here. Full Charger is gonna be. Ooh, this town ain't big enough is also gonna be very good here. Being able, well, actually not so much because our opponents can just recast stuff back, but it does blank out and the returning is not so great now that returning is not that great because they could just cast it again for free. We can dance at the tumbleweeds, but we don't have any lands here, so that's basically a whiff. Just take the Quill Charger. Fierce Retribution. Okay, you may cast a spell for its cleave cost. Cleave is alternate, but can we still cast it for 0? I'll take this as an experiment. We'll see how it works. Let's see. Bearmouth, Shark Rogue. If you cast 4, okay. Loan Sharks are actually going to be really good here. Mourner's Surprise, return from graveyard to hand. This is also fine. Way to get, it's a, oh, this is actually fine as well, but I'm not so sure how playable it is. Yeah, Badlands Revival is going to be great here. But now we need to find actual payoff creatures here. SS Catcher's fine. Slick Shot Vault Bruiser's a bit of a question mark. Yeah, we kind of need to skew towards more creatures now. I guess Requisition Rate is okay. I have to choose between one of these two. Probably Requisition Rate, we kind of want to have some incidental removal. Which is, when we already have a Badlands Revival, I don't think I want to have too many of this effect. No, we're probably not going to get any Desert, so the Desert Matrix cards are going to be a whiff here. Rush of Dread. This is very castable. I could just keep it simple and go Journey to Nowhere. But think of it this way: I could, if our opponent goes first and I follow up with this is a good way to clear the board. Shame we're passing the Journey to Nowhere, but we'll give it a shot. Heartless Pillage, not so much. This one benefits from being plotted, so this is a way to spend mana on it. It's incidental removal. I guess it's worth a shot. Alternately, I could just play Holy Cow. I could just play Holy Cow instead. Desperate Looks. Prickly Pear is probably better here. Also, well, this is any target at least. So I'm not so sure which of these two I'd want more. I'm not too married to this option yet. I'll take the Sharpshooter as a just so we can test it out. Nurturing Pixie gets stuff back. Thunderous Salvo works really well here as removal. Especially if you're following with this. Alternately, Rictus Robber kind of works nicely as well. You don't have to plot it. You probably will be able to, if you can get a creature killed, it's actually quite good. So Rictus Robber is quite nice. Thunder Salvo is also quite nice here. Security Critics is kind of regular, but that's still nice. Shepherd of the Clouds is really good here. But so is Catarantula. I probably want to take the Catarantula first. Ooh. Cactus Folk Sure Shot's also really good. There's a Return to Favor, which is also really nutty. But this is, because there are going to be a lot of spells that, especially if you can copy them, they're Do I take this one and just take the creature later? Like, what are our creature count? 9, 8? I probably want to take the creature first, to be honest. Yeah, I'll take the creature first, but I could see Return the Favor being really tricksy in a good way. Coyote, Roadrunner. As I said, this will always be a 3-mana 5/5, so we're gonna take. There's also a Troll from the Saddle, but we'll take the big creature first. Outlaw's Fury. You can exile and play a card for free, so that's nice. Bristlepack Sentry is fine. Boneyard Desecrator is kind of fine. Don't really need the. How many cards do we have that care about us committing crimes? Answer is 0, so probably we have lots of ways to commit crimes though. So do I want the Blood Hustler or do I just want to get the Boneyard Desecrator? Fleeting Reflection is going to be an interesting combat trick, but I probably want more creatures first over combat tricks. I kind of want to try it out. We'll take one. Ooh, Betrayal of the Vault is going to be really nuts, but there's also this Explosive Derailment. So do I want the solid removal or do I want the really good removal? That said, we need to have a really good land, a really good creature as well. This one's fine though, because if your opponent doesn't have combat tricks, this is a really good 2/1. I'll take a risk on this one, especially if it comes out for free. Tumbleweed Rising is also pretty good as well. We are missing cards that draw us cards, so maybe one can consider Vault Plunderers and such. I think I can take a few. Arthas Pillage. There's a Snakeskin Veil. That's gonna give us a nice That's another neat combat trick. Stagecoach Security. Not an outlaw, but then again, nothing else here is. Oh, we could always just take the Ambush Gigapede. This one's nuts. I guess this is the time to take Lively Dirge. Alternately, Highway Robbery does give us card draw. Oh, Return the Favor came back, so that's nice. And just Corrupted Conviction. Actually, we might sideboard that card out. Huh, Slick Shot Show Off whenever you cast a non-creature spell, and we do have quite plenty. We're not gonna plot this. There's also Primal Might, but we have to spend actual mana. So I'm not gonna take that risk. I probably will just take the. Oh no, we'll just take the Plan to Heist. That's a straight draw 3 cards. Tension Sphere is quite good. There's another Rutstein. You might want to take the Slick Shot Lockpicker, because it gives it flashback, but you can still, if I'm not mistaken, you can still you can still cast it. If not, we have plenty of. If not, we have ways to generate mana. Otherwise, the Tension Sphere is fine. But I think we'll take the Lockpick. We'll take the Lockpicker. We kind of want to buy back some of our spells. Probably don't want the Entertainer, because that takes a while to set up. Ankle Biter is fine. Buzzard is fine. Jailbreak Scheme. I did say Bounce is not so great, but perhaps putting stuff is on top of a bottom of library is probably better. Because that kind of sets them back a turn. Otherwise, I just take the Ankle Biter and stall out the ground, I guess. Intimidation Campaign. Oh, this is perfect. So is Back for More, so is Badlands Revival, but we kind of want to have ways to draw cards. And let's see. Slick Sequence is fine. It draws us a card too. We kind of want. Okay, we got another Betrayal Default, but I think this time we take the Spinewood's Armadillo. Let's see what else we have. Deep Muck Desperado. Baron Bertram Greywater. Whenever enter the tool. I guess we can make this work. Not too sure, but we might be able to make it work. Do I still want the Tumbleweed Rising? I might take a Decisive Denial just for fight, but yeah, unless his controller pays something, it's usually not the great draw here. Speaking of which, take the Fall might get that does draw us a card, I guess. We'll just take the Tumbleweed this time. Okay, there's a Trash the Town. This does allow us to draw cards. It also instant speed. Phantom, again, if there's an out to spend mana, it's not really great here because there's lots of access to spending mana. Yeah, draw 2 cards is fine. Requisition Raid, we have one already. I'll take the Essence Capture again. So we have a lot more non-creatures than creatures, so that's something to consider. Rascable Wolverine's fine. We get to okay. Exactly 40 cards. We'll run it like this one. So again, note that we're probably starting with only 3 cards. So we'll see how different things are. It's a lot more different compared to when you had the Fool's full grip of 7. That was insane. That said, we probably should be prioritizing draw cards more. We prioritized it a bit late. Probably should have been looking at it earlier, but removal is probably the close second here. This one scares us, but we can't really mulligan here. Let's see if our opponent has we're just gonna pass this one. Yeah, this one is actually a bit subpar since we lack the removal or some of the larger creatures. Yeah, opponent just hits the draw tree right away. This is probably one of the best things to have. Ooh, they really prioritize blue. Yeah, we might be in real trouble here. We prioritize this way too late. Though I don't think we saw that many draw card spells. I'm curious what the rest of our opponent's hand is. Probably lots of removal. Nope, just stop cold. Okay. So we can just hold back on this one card for... I'm really curious. Our opponent did not unload right away. I think our opponent is just waiting to unload that one moment, but so far they haven't. They actually have a way to full grip. Are these all counter spells? I don't think so. Something's amiss here if they're not... Because I'm holding back stuff, they're holding back stuff. This is the sorcery speed. Yeah, having ways to get back stuff is quite nice. Yeah, opponent's got to respond sometime. Also, thank goodness some of these larger creatures can be casting Flash. Last word by the law. Exile target non-net permanent. Yeah, exile effects are a problem for us. Let's see if we can drop this. If our opponent has a bunch of counter spells, that kind of makes this worse. But we do get to get stuff back. Essence capture. Okay, this just gets countered. So we do get to try to buy stuff back. I figured essence capture would be a top pick here. I think our opponent went the full counter plan. So what are the counter spells that our opponent probably has? Also note how discard the card not too bad because we have Honest Rutstein as an option. They did have the 3 steps ahead. That's nuts. Okay, we'll just have to do it again. But we're probably going to lose this one on the back. Our opponent has multiple flyers. Corrupted Conviction, just draw 2 cards. Of course they'd have that. So you may discard a card or sacrifice a land if you do draw 2 cards. We'll probably wait on that. But yeah, our opponent was just waiting for this moment. I can probably concede this right away. Actually, I already knew this was lost the moment our opponent drew 5 cards off the first turn. Yeah, they're just gonna. Oh, I didn't see any hypothesizals. That's annoying. So our opponent had a really good draft there. We really didn't see any of the. So that's probably why Omniscience Draft is best as a midweek Magic event. You definitely do not want to find out you're spending money only for it to be lost like this. Yeah, we really should have invested more on draw cards. Just plain draw 2, draw 3, those are really good. So we'll keep this one for sure. So at least the nice thing here is that if our opponent tries to remove this, we do get. Okay, Greed's Gambit's actually interesting. It does draw them quite a fistful of cards here. Yeah, Binding Negotiation was nice. Yeah, we should have started picking up Loan Sharks. We picked up Loan Sharks way too late. These are really top first picks. Ambush Gigapede on our Ambush Gigapede. Yeah, Gigapede's Ambush. Yeah, if we don't have the draw X and our opponent does, we probably should have played this one first though. We'll draw. Which one's the target? That one? Okay, so we did protect ourselves a bit, not bad. Thank you, Captain Angela, for drawing us the card. An opponent does not have a way to get rid of this enchantment. Can't get this, but we can probably get these. Now, when it attacks while saddled, I probably will end up having to double block. Yeah, so we kind of lucked out on having on drawing into removal. Only going for Chrome, but yeah, you kind of want this is actually quite good, but you want to have a full grip for this. One can still saddle it though. Oh, it's only on each other creature, so I can safely just take the hit from all these and just block this one. Yeah, it's each other. And our opponent's going to have to start sacrificing creatures as well. So we should be able to weather the storm a bit. I'm going to say no here because whenever you cast your second spell each turn, what does this do? Put in draw a card? No, we're not going to do that. Now, it would be annoying if our opponents drew into a card draw spell, but oh no, they're actually plotting it? Highway robbery. Yeah, not so great without our opponent's probably waiting for a card to discard. We'll probably play this. So I can swing with this. I'm probably going to hold on to the Catarantula for now. Our opponent plotting this. This basically becomes second spell, or they're gonna just pitch that one instead, which is fine. That's a kind of a weaker one. Opponent will get to draw off this one, but we now have two reach creatures for our opponent to worry about. Catarantula kind of having pseudo ward is kind of nice. Panda Heist. Okay, that one's annoying. Yeah, we're just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to weather the storm. One is eventually gonna hit removal. Yeah, multiple highway robberies are okay too. Yeah, decisive denial not so great this time. Our opponent could have used it as a fight effect though. Gonna take the fall. Just draw a card. Opponent. Is there really that much blue that I didn't see it? Also, our opponent's down to 11 cards. You can only... Okay, you can only draw so many cards. It's a shame we do lose out on these. Opponent's now at 10 cards. Barrier Strix. Okay, that'll set our opponent down to sets our opponent to 9 cards. Sure. Take the fall. Sets our opponent to 8 cards. Plays that. Sets it to 7. Make your own luck. It puts the rest in your hand, so that is kind of card draw. So there'll be 2 cards that are plotted, but they will be down to They're down to one card. They need to stop. They need to stop now. Unless they're planning to win right now. So there's a Bertram. Yeah, or not. If not now, next turn. I wish I had a way to make them draw cards. Now that's kind of... Okay, they get to... Let's see if... Let's see if... Let's see if they go for the... Though they did see the Surveil, so they obviously did not pitch any cards. They're off... They're also not returning stuff. We just need to set up so that we can survive. One should have a fistful of removal at this point. Ambush Gigapede. Thankfully, most of our opponent's stuff does not have haste. I'll draw. Okay. Yeah, opponent's not returning this back anymore. So they're going to try to full steam ahead. Ooh, that is one way, that's one way they can win it. So this becomes a chump block. Can't be blocked by more than one creature, so we're taking 6. We cannot take 12. Oh, can't be blocked by more than one creature either. Okay. So can I... So let's see, what are the spells I can buy back? Probably Betrayal again? Also, since our opponent stopped attacking, I'll just take it right now. Unless they have a combat trick that boots. Yeah, they... Outlaw's Fury. Okay, that would do it. So opponent has sequence. I definitely should have blocked with one creature. I was thinking... So at least we now know that's a possibility as well. Ay. Still having it tough. Admittedly, we have very few draw card effects, but we really didn't see that. I'm saying that we didn't see that many. I'm probably going to be proven wrong when I replay the VOD. Unfortunately, the Essence captures only counter creature spells, but I'm okay with it, I guess. Let's see, does our opponent have a card draw? We'll counter that. Daring Thunder Thief enters tap, that's fine. Opponent pays for mana. What are they spraying into? It's also possible it's an X spell. I purposely avoided drawing X spells because it seems to work really weird here. Or you probably want to tap for mana first before going for it. That's also the other way to do it. So we'll just take that. We will lose. We lose half our life. That's what makes Rush of Dread really good. But now we're waiting. I guess the alternate is okay. So we have to wait for our opponent to attack. If our opponent has a way to... Shepherd of the Clouds buys it back. I guess that was the thing. Yeah, we kind of... So now we need to hit removal for Shepherd or something that can block it. Yeah, I probably should have taken that Shepherd the last time. Definitely all blocking it. If our opponent has another one, I'm going to be so annoyed. Can't really do anything about that though. Yeah, this is... Yep, this is where it's bad because we are not just drawing our spells and our creatures. Yeah, in hindsight, we probably should have gone for the commando instead. But yeah, Rush of Dread is really good here. Wanted Griffin. Yeah, we're gonna have no way of blocking this. Yep, we can concede this one. That was a busted Rush of Dread. We probably... Yeah, I was probably better off just landing the creature. Yeah, so at least I was hoping to draw into another one, but yeah, that kind of whiffed. We have to remember we have more non-creatures than actual creatures here. So still no wins yet. That's been... We're bound to get there, but we have to dodge a lot of things. We have to dodge a lot of... Our opponent having a lot of card draw. We also kind of have to dodge our opponent going first, but maybe that might be not too bad. So this one... Oh yeah, Irascible Wolverine. We'll let that resolve. Opponent... Okay, so this is gonna go away, which is not the worst thing that can happen. Also, what's the effect here? Exile target non-token creature. So yeah, we can wait. Yeah, you're supposed to cast with alternate cost. Exile the top card. Hopefully it's not reactive. It's an Honest Rutstein, which is fine, I guess. So our opponent's probably holding it onto Razzle Dazzler. We'll just counter that. Doesn't matter which one I put it on. Counter spells actually become quite good here. Okay, so let's see which one our opponent targets. Probably that one. Opponent will still get their mercenary. Interestingly enough, this allows me to either return... I should probably return the Wolverine, to be honest. I kind of want to draw an additional card. And we're free to cast this one. So now let's hope... Now we're trying to dodge our opponent's draws this time. Okay, kind of dodge that. Oh, if you cast 2 or more spells this turn, draw a card. So I'm actually going to just attack first and wait on this one. We can wait. Oh no, opponent conceded. Yeah, looks like... Yeah, looks like we had a very good sequence there. Dodged quite a bit of removal. We probably should have put... I was expecting creatures to die, so that's why I put the token on the Wolverine rather than Rutstein. In hindsight, it could have gone other way. But there you go. Finally got a win for all our efforts. Let's see if we can keep this one going. Gems are nice. We'll take it. It's a nice change to it showing you the card, and you have to manually remember if that was your 5th copy or not. So at least they fixed that bug. So same sequence, but we should be able to, so I might actually want to hold on these two. Okay, File Smasher is good. I guess I could plot this. Doesn't really do anything though. So it doesn't really do anything other than protect our hand, and I guess discard is a thing. So we're just gonna protect our hand a bit, sort of. Opponent goes lasso, that's fine. They'll lasso Vile Smasher. There is a sequence we can do where I go ambush Gigapete. Though if they're going after the Wolverine, I'm fine with that. They have their own ambush Gigapede. Okay. So they're gonna snipe that. So we'll do this now. They have removal or something? If they have protection, it's kind of fine. Removal is a bit more annoying because I'm expecting my card draw there. Okay, Concaster is good. And Fleeting Reflection is actually, what would I say? Fleeting Reflection being Snakeskin Veil Light. I'll take it. Now, don't get me wrong, Lasso is really good here, but yeah, Warner Surprise gets 1 card back, sure. No, unfortunately, I can't sequence it that I could just let it die, but I'm gonna just copy this. Opponent might remove it in response. That is what it is. Decisive Denial. Yeah, we'll auto pay. Yep. And that is why this effect is not good. You're better off using it as a fight effect. So our opponent will draw a card off this. Sword of Wealth and Power. Ooh, nice. Opponent will be able to equip. This would be a nightmare scenario for us, I guess. It just means we have to hold this one back. I'm gonna see if I can get our opponent to trade those. And I'm fine with that. I do need them to reduce the number of creatures on board. Let's see what their last card is. Oh. Overzealous Muscle. They'll equip it. Yeah, that's probably the one side effect here we don't. Oh, there might be. We do. Now, if our opponent commits a crime, But what will happen now is basically I'll just have to let it hit me. What does this do? copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. I'm probably just gonna take no blocks. I'm gambling that our opponent does not have an instant in hand. They will make a treasure token, but yeah, they did not have it. So we'll go Intimidation Campaign just to draw us a card. Lockpicker gets us target instant. Okay, we... So that's the one card that we can... It is instant speed, so I can... So which one does it go after? 4-3. So first... So our opponent can pay it. That shrinks it down to 5 something. Takes our opponent down to 6. Fine with that. Though now I have the option to... This is not sorcery speed, yeah. Yep, Free Strider Commando. Opponent equips it there. So let's see. Not getting past it that way. Ooh, Badlands Revival. So definitely returning Cat Tarantula, Spinewoods Armadillo. Yeah, we'll return to Spinewoods Armadillo. Then let's see. Ambush Gigapede in hand, that's correct. Now we can't copy this one quite yet. Let's see if our opponent has respect. Opponent respects it. Now I could target one of their creatures to... Yeah, actually, we're gonna cancel that. So, put the counters here. Have this gain trample. And have... Yeah, because I'm not gonna be drawing cards anyway. So it doesn't matter. Probably should not have paid that much though. So that returns that. Return the Intimidation Campaign to hand. Draw another card, and Essence Capture for security is quite good here. Stage Mode Security, you can Essence Capture that. We'll put the counter on Garrett or Trap. There we go. Got the concession there. It's not... Yeah, we could have gotten the more busted openings if we prioritize the card draw. But we could still have fun the normal way. It's not the worst, but yeah, we could have ended this a lot faster. Let's see. More gems? More gems. Okay, yeah, I guess we're clearing out on gems, I guess. Let's see if we can make this our last match for the episode. But this might take a while. We did take 3 losses in a row. So return the favor is nice. Fierce retribution is turning out to be a bit meh. That said, there is really no reason to mulligan here if also return the favor. I guess I can just copy it. Yeah, if we can't draw, we can just copy someone else's draw. It's not the worst thing we can land it on. Okay, maybe if our opponent has a lot of those, then we have a problem. Bounding Felidar. Oh yeah, 7 toughness is an issue. Rambling Possum attacks while saddled. We can first retribution it, so that's not the worst thing to happen. If our opponent tries to take this out and with a non-exile effect, we can. Last one, okay, it's an exile effect. Oh yikes! Yeah, this is why the hexproof effects are quite nice here. So what's our sequence here? Pretty much just plot this. We can also play this one. I could play Rutstein, but we'll probably just hold. Yeah, we do have that one incidental artifact enchantment removal spell. That's gonna be a bit of a waste to drawing into it. Our opponent could we're gonna go after this one because our opponent could easily just commit a crime on us at instant speed, so we're not. Okay, bounce it back in hand. That's fine. They might have a trick. We'll see what it is. We have to force it now anyway. Take the fall. Yeah, that was not the worst thing to happen actually. Or Plunder to draw a card. Actually, I would not have minded this guy dying, so since we can get it back anyway. Yeah, that was probably the argument for playing it right away, though. We might end up losing this one. We managed to copy one card draw spell, but our opponent having a second one really took the cake. A bit late to saddle, if you ask me. Anyway, we can drop a creature. Might as well do this now. We are admittedly in the defensive though. So our opponent's last card is back for more. It fights up to one target creature. Probably the ambush Gigapede because that has a. Yeah, back for more being instant speed is a. Oh no, they did not have it fight. Okay, that is an interesting choice. I would have had it fight anyway. It wouldn't have mattered that much. So our opponent's probably gonna. Ooh, they're probably gonna start bouncing. So. So let's see. This one is fine. Let's see what other combat trick our opponent has. They have their own ambush Gigapede. They can probably kill ours. Yeah, I figured they'd have instant speed ways to commit a crime, so that's why we're not going for that. We would need to hit some of our reanimation effects. Oh, they're gonna fling on that instead. Okay. Yeah, we can safely concede this one. We'll see what the card draw is, but I'm probably gonna concede here. Into an intimidation campaign. Yeah, they got it going. And yeah, corrupted conviction with no creatures. So that one really did not pan out well. Our opponent incidentally having exile based removal really ruined it for us there. We probably would have, if it was just regular removal, we would have been able to play Honest Rutstein out, so we wouldn't have lost it to the discard spell. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like this. If only we get another redraw. Yeah, I guess the issue here is that there's really no good reason to mulligan. I guess the one reason to mulligan is if you don't have any actual action, but you would have had drafted really badly. Even the card that's full of reaction is not bad. Also, it's interesting we could ooh. We'll draw two. This time it's our turn to be annoying. Yep, only concedes right away. That looks like our opponent was the one who drew the more normal deck. We probably would have gotten more of a game if I did not play that card out. But hey, a format where blue is finally the good color for once. So Build Charger. It's close to an hour. We'll probably do one more, just to top it up. But just see how it goes. But yeah, it's with the number of people you're probably gonna run into drafts. Even if the first dozen or so are the really good ones, you probably will be fine. Now that said, this one is not exactly a great keep. Did our opponent just keep playing lands? Okay, reason this might have happened is because if our opponent drafted deserts for some reason, and they're short on playables, but yeah, this is not looking good. So we're gonna just do this right now. Yeah, you will eventually run into someone who has no idea about the format. Like you play through it, but you don't actually read it. That's an issue. That is an issue and a half. So Rictus Robber will swing. We'll assume that the creature is dying this turn. Never mind. I have no idea what our opponent's doing. Yeah, they're playing mountains. What gives? Yeah, I guess it's a good thing I played this one if only just to do the object lesson. Pay attention to what to what the event is. Like, let's take a look. See if anything, the only thing that's missing from the detail here is that the number of cards you're drawing, but it says it clearly right here. This week's event is Omniscience Draft. It says so. Okay, it doesn't quite define it, but then the emblem is just hovering over here. It tells you what it does. Our friend is gonna have a really bad day. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for yeah, this card ruined us on the first pseudo fair fair game. We did have one of these also. We were kind of gonna do the same thing, so it's all is fair. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.